Episode 185, boys, and it's going to be a somber one. Canada and the whole baseball world are very sad. I'm sad.
Yeah, I am too,
Fuck me.
even though I slept through it.
Oh god, I was up the whole night watching that thing. Yes, the Blue Jays have lost the World Series. I mean, you guys were looking in Discord like the day of the game, and watching me post the like Jays fans talking to a Leafs fan, and it's like first time. Oh no, no. What's it like? Oh, you'll find out. it's and look, this podcast started in Toronto, in Canada. Colin and I have been friends essentially since the start. I was talking with my buddy Alex throughout this whole series, including the Mariners series. We're still in contact there. A few other friends. I've been a big Toronto fan since the day I moved there. I got really into the culture of the city, the Canadian culture of Ontario, Toronto itself. Toronto in particular. I mean, shit, Colin, you remember. I lived fucking downtown, like a mile from the stadium, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It was a whole season where every Tuesday game, 2 seasons, every Tuesday game, I would get into the stadium for like $5 and watch the game and be at work, essentially. And I was allowed to do that. The I've seen the Leafs lose game sevens multiple times. I just watched my cat almost knock my PS3 off the shelf. That's awesome.
Good.
I was at Toronto FC, Joey, when they lost the finals to Seattle for the MLS Cup. And now I've seen twice the Blue Jays go to a game 7 in 2018 with Joey Bats. I was at the Real Sports Bar getting beer poured on me for that massive cultural home run. I was watching the game 7 Mariners, and now I've watched the World's game 6 and game 7 is going to go on to be I'm going to be talking about this series for the rest of my life. Was it maybe the best World Series I've ever seen in my life? In my lifetime? Yeah, probably. It was that exciting, that nail-biting, that stressful from start to finish this entire series. And to lose Game 6 with the fucking wall. I mean, how unlucky. Joey, did you watch that?
No, but I saw clips, and I think it's bullshit.
Oh, I mean, yes, yes, it is a ground rule double. Yes, there's also instances where umpires in the past look at the shit and they're like, no, you can easily grab that. What are you doing? I grew up watching Wrigley Field games with my mom and her family in Chicago, watching balls like go into the vines in the outfield, and the umpires are like, no, it's not lodged. You have to at least like make an attempt at it. And now you can't touch it. I mean, it's like a 1 in a billion chance or some astronomical odds of this ball getting wedged into the outfield wall. The amount of unlucky bullshit that happened to the Blue Jays during this World Series is crazy. All the way to the 9th inning with the guy's foot off the plate, was the ball in the glove. I think all these are pretty clear cut to me, but it's frustrating nonetheless. And then the Blue Jays knocking into double plays in both games to end the inning. So many players left on, like, they lost these games. They really did.
Broken bat into a double play for the final.
Again, unlucky. If the bat doesn't break, does it bust through the middle? Yeah, probably. And they win the World Series because I guarantee they're sending. I forget who was on second at the time. They're sending him home.
Yeah, there's any hit. There was only one out. They're sending him tagged up or not. He's going.
Yeah, and like you mix that in with just weird swings the Dodgers made, and they had 3 solo shots in a row. Like none of those were like clear cut home runs either. But again, I will always go back, and I'll be talking about this again on Monday at work because all my employees that were trolling me for the last 2 weeks wearing fucking Mariners and Dodgers hats. Like, yes, employees working for me are trolling me. I'm going to have to explain, and I'm just going to have to like put my head down and go, yeah, the Blue Jays left like fucking 30 guys on base in 2 games. They just could not come up clutch like they did with the Mariners. They had plenty of times to win these games, and they just didn't. They did not win Game 6 and 7 because they didn't hit when it mattered, and it's very depressing. This is depressing. I am so sad. I took a massive shot of rum. I haven't, in terms of baseball, I haven't been this depressed since the Rockies got swept to the fucking Red Sox all those years ago. But this was way worse than that. Because at least the Rockies, like, as soon as like 2 games went by, you're like, oh, they're fucking done. With this one, they had the game won multiple times.
I'm looking at some headlines for this whole thing, and the Globe and Mail has an opinion piece that's titled "Congrats on the loss, Toronto. It was a masterpiece."
I mean, it is absolutely Toronto. To like, the embodiment of Toronto sports is, oh yeah, we can be good. We have money. We'll spend it wisely most of the time. We'll have some down years, but when we win, we're gonna make sure we win just enough. So then when we lose at the optimal peak time, that will trigger your fandom into the most degree of depression and sadness. It is, if that is not the most German thing in the world, I don't know what is. To be like just that bitter and sad along a sports team. I mean, the Astros have lost a few World Series here over the last, 20 years now, Joey? I think it's like 3.
Yeah.
But they've also won 2 World Series.
Yeah, since turn of century, they're 2-3 in World Series. I mean, the first one, 2005, they got swept.
Yeah, they got swept by the White Sox. I was watching that live in Germany. Yeah,
2017, they're 2-2.
But the Astros also have had a dynasty for a decade, and barring injuries,
not done yet. Yeah, injuries have fucked this league.
Barring injuries, the Mariners probably don't make the playoffs, and I think they were the second best American League team. So what does that say about the Astros still? I think they still have a lot of juice in the tank with that team, barring injuries, but how healthy is that team? The Blue Jays, on the other hand, I hope they just fucking eat some luxury tax like the Dodgers and just sign Bo Bichette. Just keep him. But I fear that he's leaving for, I don't know, the Braves or the Cardinals, or fuck, never count the Dodgers out.
Yeah, they just buy everybody. Which just kind of sucks. It works for them, doesn't work for the Mets. They also try to buy everyone, and that just doesn't work.
Well, New York teams spending money unwisely is not new. But at least that's trying. That is trying. Like 2025, I watched an absurd amount of baseball because it's the last year I got the free baseball pass. The Rockies were going for the record of being the worst team ever. They did 3rd worst of all time. So they set that in stone. I watched way too many Rockies games to count. And then by June, I was watching... I mean, it was a 50-50 chance if I was watching the Blue Jays or not. The team's been so exciting all year. They've been healthy. As soon as Vlad Guerrero inked that big deal, and Bichette and Springer were healthy, this team was just a joy to watch each and every day, basically. Kind of like how I watching the Avalanche the last 6 years. But the Avalanche won the fucking Stanley Cup, and I can revere in that, while the Maple Leafs have lost, I don't know, 2-3 Game 7s in playoff series in the first round, no less, mostly to the Bruins.
Why did they always crack under pressure?
Yeah, literally cracking a bat too, physically. It was tough to sleep. I went to work this morning. That's why I'm a bit late coming on. It was just trying to clear my mind at this point. Yeah, I must have sat in my chair with a couple shots of hard rum, like real rough, for a good 30 minutes before I really got up and started walking around. Like,
sounds like me after I watched the Cougs lose the national championship in college basketball.
Oh, it is the worst feeling in the world to watch your team lose in the finals. Yeah, and the Cougars lost on that horrible possession to not even
it's
get a
also,
shot
like,
up.
3 turnovers in the last 2 minutes. Like, come on.
You're just watching your team implode at the end, and the Blue Jays were no different. More unlucky than I think anything, at least in terms of the pitching, with Savage giving up a solo, then Dominguez giving up. I think it was Dominguez. No, it was Hoffman. Hoffman gave up a solo. Just an off pitch, hovered over the plate a bit too much, and it's just low home run. Like all these things were solo shots and 2 sac flies to start. It's not Dominguez. Oh my god, the two walks, a fastball down the fucking middle. I mean, you got to DFA Dominguez like immediately. You can't have him show his face in that city ever again. Yeah. This is brutal. I've now this is the whole beginning of the podcast is just venting over a Toronto sports team losing a game 7. Like it's just like the annual tradition.
Unfortunate.
And the Leafs don't have Mitch Marner Marner anymore, and they're last in the division. Oh my god, this is.
Hey, my Flyers aren't doing too bad.
Yeah, they got some prospects. I mean, they're not gonna win anything, but at least there's some positive trajectory, I suppose, for the first time in 8 years. It's been a while for the Flyers.
Yeah, they've sucked.
Still got your Phillies.
I don't like the Phillies.
Yeah, you like the Astros.
Yeah, Flyers are the only team I still root for from Philly.
Well, it's not like you got a hockey team to root for there in Houston. You just got to go somewhat back to your roots.
Yeah, we went to the last AAA game in Houston. The Arrows.
We did. That's right. You and I did.
That all the way at the top.
Fuck. All right, that was 12 minutes of sadness. Fucking Dodgers, the first team to win back-to-backs since the Yankees, and the first National League team to win since the 70s. It just proves money can buy happiness. All right. Joey, this is your theme pick today.
Yes.
What are we doing today?
Well, since we're playing both horror survival, I thought the theme would go with Shut Up Already.
Sure, yeah. I mean, Shut Up Already about the Blue Jays. Horror survival felt like what I was watching the last couple nights. Yeah, horror survival on Halloween night with the... God damn it. It's all relative.
But yeah, both these games have silent protagonists, so they talk way too much, obviously.
Yeah, you guys want to get into it, or do we want to keep I beat Little Nightmares. I'm playing Little Nightmares 2. I beat Untitled Goose Game to cheer me up over the last couple of weeks. That's what I've been doing.
How is Little Nightmares? I have it on Steam. I think I have both of them on Steam, but I haven't played them.
First game was good, and I quite enjoyed that. I mean, they're nice and short. I'm probably halfway through the second one. A little more janky than the first one. Not made as well. I do recommend them, though.
Maybe down the line. I have way too many games right now.
Yeah, we all do. What are you playing, Joey?
Still getting through Ghost of Yotai.
Yotai.
Kind of playing through Borderlands 4 while also playing Mega Bonk on Steam, which is a lot of fun. And then I've been playing EverQuest.
Is Mega Bonk that little top-down projectile shooter thing with a fox?
Yeah, that's
okay,
yeah.
I have seen this game.
It's a lot of fun. It's stupid. It's so basic, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm gonna split my time through all that.
But you, Colin.
I finally beat Blaster
Canadian.
Master. I finally beat Blaster Master 03.
Okay, we get to add to the game tracker.
Yeah.
All right.
That's another one off my New Year resolution list.
All right. Blaster Master 03, check. How long did it take you?
About 10 to 12 hours.
I will put 11 for you.
Alrighty.
I'll meet you in the middle.
Yeah. The ending was a bit unsatisfying, but overall fine. It was one of those ambiguous but hopeful endings you sometimes see in anime.
Okay. Yep, I feel you there.
Don't know if I'll revisit the series in the future, although I hear that Blaster Master 02 has Shantae as a downloadable character, so maybe I'll check that out.
That's fun.
Yeah. Now I just need to finish Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which I'm very close to the end of.
I think a new one's coming out too pretty soon.
Yeah, Age of Imprisonment.
I don't think that's a Switch 2 exclusive. Might be able to still get that.
Yeah, I think it's also on Switch 1.
Well, a lot of these games, with the exception of like Donkey Kong Bonanza, are not Switch 2 exclusive, but
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah,
a lot of videos on the Switch 2 last couple months, especially in October as we approach the Christmas season. Is a lot of people are regretting buying a Switch 2, but I see a theme though. It's mostly people that have also bought the like Switch OLED or whatever it was called, the more high definition Switch, and they're like, "Oh, I don't see really much of a difference in that." It's like, well, okay, but we know they'll get one eventually, or they already have, and they regret the immediate purchase. Anyways, you were saying, Colin?
I was gonna say, I recently got my hands on a game called Absalom.
Absalom.
I haven't played it, but I saw this thing online about it's like a roguelite beat 'em up, RPG beat 'em up type thing.
Oh, this game looks right up your alley. Yeah.
Yeah. What really sold me on it is that some of the music was done by Mick Gordon, who did the Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal soundtracks, among others.
Yeah, you're a fan of him. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it just came out this past October, so I'll probably might give it a whirl in the near future. Though, in the meantime, I kept going through Ghost Trick after last cast, because once I start that game, I just can't stop. Check that out, viewers. Yeah. Although it has not been uploaded yet.
No, I uploaded it yesterday.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, nice
Just not
little
on YouTube,
week
then.
delay, 2-week delay.
Isn't that your usual pattern lately? Wait until the recording of another cast?
Sorta. It's really just when I finally can sit down for an hour and kind of put it all together. Yeah, I did it
Gotcha.
at work yesterday, basically. Because I was running an experiment and I actually had time to kill. So I was able to break the laptop out and kill some time doing that. Because, I'm putting in 60 hours again, trying to get shit done. So by the time I get home, it's like the last thing I want to do is like edit a podcast.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I myself am going to be working a lot of 60-hour weeks all throughout November, so I may not have much time to play games during that time. Hell, I haven't even really had time for Expedition 33.
That's the one you just gotta bunker down and get it going.
Yeah, for sure. I may play it later today, but these past couple of weeks I've had zero time. Though in the spirit of Halloween, last night I did watch Psycho for the first time.
Like the original?
Yep. The original
Wow.
Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah. I'm way behind.
It's a good movie. I quite like that. I like those classic horrors.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. I mean, a lot of it was spoiled for me, but it was still it was still enjoyable to watch. I mean, everybody knows the shower scene,
Oh, yeah.
but there's also the twist with his mother. I don't know if I want to say it out loud. But
Colin, it's like a 50-year-old movie. Come on.
yeah, I mean, Angry Video Game Nerd already spoiled it for me.
I see. It's things like that. Like to me, it's like common sense. It's like common zeitgeist knowledge. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Psycho.
although-
The mom's dead.
Yeah, it's a 65-year-old movie.
Oh, it's even
Yeah.
older than I thought.
Although people are still more they remember the shower scene more than that twist, so that's why I never found out about it until Angry Video Game Nerd.
Well, the shower scene is like on the cover of the movie too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like
And
movies like The Shining, Psycho, hell, even Saw 1 at this point. Like everyone knows. Well, you clearly didn't, Colin, at the time, but everyone knows like what happens in the movies, what they're generally about, and like whatever twist you want to point to.
Yeah. And after watching the movie, I noticed so many things that made their way into pop culture, like that whole imprint of the mother on the bed. That actually had a parody done in The Simpsons when Flanders couldn't get over the death of his wife, and he still had her imprint on the bed preserved.
Well, The Simpsons
like,
predicted the
holy
Blue
sh-
Jays would win against the Dodgers, so fuck The Simpsons. Hate that show now.
But yeah, it's just fun seeing various pop cultural references showing up in different things, and then seeing where it all began. I remember one really funny parody of the shower scene. This guy who works at a hotel is really annoyed with this one guest, and this who has just demanded his newspaper, so the guy just barges into the hotel room while the guy's in the shower and starts whacking him with the newspaper. He's like, "There, you got it! Happy now!" Then he leaves, and you just see the ink from it running down the drain like the blood in the shower scene. That just cracked me up. But yeah, this isn't a movie cast. We're here for games.
We're here for games. I'm playing the drop. We're moving on.
All right.
Here we go. I don't think the Super Mario death is enough. I'm gonna also do the Street Fighter death.
Go for it. Why not add the Mortal Kombat fatality while you're at it?
Oh, I do have that too. All right, deal.
Fatality.
There we go. Yeah, that's how everything. Oh, I don't have the Metal Gear Solid Snake. That would have been another one.
That would be so great.
That would have been another one to do. Anyway, everyone can hear that in their head. Okay. So three devastating game over songs. Very apt for how we began this podcast. But look, I think at least Joey and I are huge sports fans. I mean, Joey's your trip to Oregon happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that go?
That was a lot of fun. Tiring, but fun.
I gotta get a cat off my PS5. Hold on. Hey, get down. Get down. Get down. No. Look. Oh, God. Boy. Ugh. Well, when I recorded the anime cast yesterday, the two cats were like fighting the entire hour that the podcast was going on. So the cat must
You
have.
have two cats now?
I have two cats now. Yes. I inherited one.
Oh.
Yes.
I probably shouldn't ask.
It's basically the whole reason why Joey visited me when he did. It's been a tough few months. I was in better spirits till last night. That'll pass though. That'll pass. That doesn't truly affect my life. Nothing booze can't fix, right, Joey?
Right.
That's right. I'll forget about the pain of Toronto sports. Oh, God. Okay. Joey, start us off.
Okay. Well, we talked about Metro 2033 last podcast. So I made a little topic about it, but didn't want to go just horror survival. So we got the silent protagonists. So we're just going to run right into the game. Metro was developed by 4A Games, came out in 2010, published by THQ, and then the Redux was Deep Silver, which that's what I played on Steam.
I played it on PS4, the Redux version.
Ooh, so did anyone play it on the PS3 or Xbox 360?
I don't own a 360.
I did.
Oh, it's 360. This one's on the other one. This PS3. This one was PlayStation 4.
I played Xbox 360.
Ooh.
According to Wikipedia, it also came out on the Stadia. You guys remember that?
Yes. Honestly, if it came out a couple years later, it probably would have done better.
Maybe. Just needs better internet infrastructure.
True. So, Metro 2033 it's about a novel of the same name. Post-apocalyptic Russian society that's underground in the metro area of Moscow. And there's giant rat-like creatures, things called the Dark Ones. Then you got the Red Army. Then you got the Nazis and the bandits and a whole lot of other bullshit that you have to go through. So just a society that lives on bullets and tries not to die.
And they live underground in the ruins of the old metro system, the train system.
Now, did anyone play
title.
this game with Russian voice acting with like English subtitles?
No.
Okay.
No.
I did. It was much better than the stereotypical Russian accent. that's I mean, it did get funny. It's like everyone sounds like it's Yakov Smirnoff at some point. But I had mixed feelings about this game.
Yeah, it's a little slow in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dirty bullets suck. I mean, I get that's kind of the idea, but when you're hitting a low-level mutant in the face with a shotgun blast from both barrels at point-blank range and it still doesn't go down, something's gone wrong.
Well, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up immediately. The power of the guns is not enough for how little ammo you get in the game.
Yeah.
So there was like, I got a couple chapters in, and then I'm like, I am just constantly running out of bullets, dying because of it. I can't conserve ammo when I'm alone, and even when I'm not alone, the AI that's like with me half the time are stupid, so they can't actually fire properly. The guns aren't strong enough to defeat the enemies in front of you that come in just these wild swarms where you can't actually hit, especially in the beginning of the game, before you have like accuracy mods to your weapons. like you have the bastard gun at the start, and it's just like a shitty AK, basically, a shitty old school thing, and it's worthless. It's absolutely worthless.
I just use the shotgun. I just wait for them to lunge at me and try to shoot in the face.
See, I didn't find the shotgun at the start at all, so that was another thing that I struggled with. So I was just pistoled the whole time. So I was just stocking up on pistol bullets because they actually could kill those creatures in 3 shots, basically, while humans take 1. I get that they're supposed to be stronger, but the difference was just too much, and there was some like scary things at first, but I found myself more annoyed than anything.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get through. It doesn't really make you want to keep playing the way our other game does. At least that was my experience.
Well, there's certainly, like, the world is interesting in Metro 2033. I mean, the book is clearly like good.
Yeah.
The premise is excellent. I love the idea of these like mutant creatures are also aliens, maybe, or kind of thing that's going on. People lose their minds if they even like approach their vicinity. Except our main character, of course, he can like kind of be inside their little mind world that they're putting you in. I do like the start where you're going through like the little subway system on the push pull cart. I forget what that's actually called. Well, it's like the old school mining cart thing, where one guy's on one side and you're, like that scene was awesome because that felt like true like terror. You're stuck, things are coming at you. It was a nice little scripted event. You get pulled off the cart and then you have to like run back. That was great. It's just too often this game goes into these very like short segmented chapters that ends up with you kind of in this just underground subway area that all feels the same, to just then try to update your weapons, which cost way too much in order to do that. So you end up like going through a good chunk of the game with almost upgrading nothing. So you're just constantly on your back foot. I get the idea behind the sense of limitation and how strong the enemies are. I get that. It just doesn't make for a fun game when I feel like I'm just constantly handcuffed. And there's there's nothing I can actually do about it. The balance is bad.
Get the part with Bourbon where you were entering, while he's opening the door, you're entering that other world thing.
Yeah.
And you have to fight against the breeze. I lost that time multiple times and I did the exact same thing and I finally beat it. I have no idea what I did different, but there's times where I made it through the door, then I would just die, and there's times where the last time I made it through the door, I didn't die, and I don't know what changed.
Aren't you just supposed to just run to it?
Yeah, I know. And I went through and I was pulling Bourbon through, and then I died and I had to start over. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Oh, weird.
That happened to me twice. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So I was like, let me try it one more time before I look it up.
I died at least once per fucking jump because I couldn't click the stick correct enough to get the guy to actually run so I could jump.
Yeah, the whole thing with the mind world thing with Bourbon, that was like the latest thing I played and took me a couple of attempts. Although the first time around I didn't know I was supposed to run forward in the hallucination.
Oh, don't worry, I ran right to the light too.
And then yeah, I think what you have to do in that segment is keep holding the joystick forward even while you're helping Bourbon through the door.
Oh, really? Because I didn't do that.
I mean, that's what I did.
Maybe I did.
I don't know. It was just kind of an unconscious move on my part.
I don't remember if I did that or not.
But
Yeah, Joey said it best.
Yeah.
The balance of this game is just too off, and it makes for a more annoying experience than really what it's going for, which I think is super well done, but it is overshadowed by the unbalanced gameplay.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's why the sequels got so much more praise and recognition. They must have fixed a lot of the issues this game had.
Yeah, I've never played Last Light, and I've heard good things. Because
Yeah, me
I never
too.
hear anyone talk about 2033 other than the world intro, which I get. And then I played the third in the series for the Modern Gamecast years and years ago, and that was active. And I was like, yeah, it's a shooter. Like, I certainly wasn't expecting this kind of game where it's like segmented chapters for loading screens over and over again.
Yeah, and the first couple are just way too short.
Yeah. I was more expecting, not Call of Duty, obviously, but do you guys remember the PS2 game Black?
I know of it, but I never played it.
Like, that game also has segmented chapter gameplay just because of the limitation of the PS2. That's just what you had to do. But it was long, innovative, and the gameplay was extremely balanced. And I thought, like, all I could think of playing Metro 2033 here was they really needed to take a step from the game Black and just do that with your world, and then you'd probably have a game of the year type experience. It was a little janky. You can certainly tell it came out on the Xbox 360. Much like a lot of Xbox exclusive originally, they are more jank than what they should be. It's no surprise that a lot of these studios are done.
Yeah.
What is 4A Games up to these days? Let's see.
They haven't made anything since Exodus.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Well, they are in the middle of a war in Ukraine, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Amazon Luna, I don't even remember that.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Okay, so the 4A is just it's just Metro. Okay.
Yeah, I think if this game also played a little more like BioShock, it might.
That's another one, yeah.
might-
But that's more BioShock is more linear, I guess.
Yeah.
But so was this one. This one was very linear, except when you're like going in and out of buildings and you're just constantly getting turned around because everything looks the same.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, where's the stupid plank of wood that's set down somewhere? It wasn't a lot of interaction with the environment. It was just kind of run and shoot with no bullets.
Yeah.
There's a lot of flaws
So-
to this game.
Yeah, though I found the game did a good job making the underground encampments look like actual homes for people. And just felt very lived in, even if it does look kind of samey. But that's probably the nature of the beast with that kind of world. And I was also having 12 Monkeys flashbacks the entire time. Just with the whole being forced underground and going up to the surface is practically a death sentence without proper protection.
Okay,
That
so
kind of thing.
I just looked this up. This company called Saber Interactive has they bought 4A, so to say, and relocated its employees. It doesn't say if they actually took them up on that offer. And they have the rights to Metro now. They did the Master Chief Collection. Let's see. They got a lot of studios. This is a big development studio. Doesn't look like they're currently working on anything, though. Which seems strange. Okay, I have to look up Saber Interactive to see what they're truly working on. Okay. This is interesting to me.
I can see that.
They did Tomb Raider, the remastered series. Just look at something that looks noticeable to me. Jurassic Park Survival. The Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. Some kind of low-level games. A lot of remakes. Huh. Yeah, I'm not... This isn't looking good for Metro. If this is the company that now owns them. Doesn't look like they're really into this, their own IPs.
Sounds a little bit like EA.
Yeah. Yeah, the outlook... I'm not too, bullish on the outlook here for Metro in the series. Look, there's something here, because it's not like I hated this and put it down right away. Like, I played a good 3-4 chapters. Let's see, I got through the Armory, so that's at least through chapter 3. I didn't get to the depot, so I'd say I'm like halfway through the game, but it gets very repetitive with the same issues over and over again, and that's a huge flaw I have trouble overlooking. And considering this came out in 2010,
Yeah, it's a little disappointing.
that's disappointing. Like, I'm playing a remaster on the PS4, and I'm like, it's still not great. It's still not fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta soft fail this game.
I don't know if I'll fail it, because I'll soft pass. I'll just be on the other side of that bar.
Yeah.
What do you think, Joey?
I'm a
Because this is one of those situations where it walked so future games could run.
I think the story is enough for me to pass it, even with the flaws.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of there with you, but I'm not like too high on it. It's a very strange place for it to be in.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Metro 2033. What's our next one? Oh, Joey, hold on. So I got Metro 2033 for like $8 on eBay with free shipping. So I got a good deal with it. Would you guys say it's worth that price?
Yes.
For an 11-hour game,
Yeah, I
basically.
think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm certainly right there. I don't regret the purchase at all. Okay. So next.
Dead Space. EA Redwood Shores and published by EA. Came out in 2008 on PS3,
Speaking of
360, and Windows. So, yeah, Dead Space. One thing I'll say about this, I hate the perspective. Like the third person over the shoulder with the guy sometimes taking up half the screen. I don't like that.
Oh, the Gears of War tactic.
Yeah, I do first or third. Don't do this weird in-between bullshit.
Okay, interesting.
If I have to move the joystick around to get to some of the menus to interact with, that I hate that.
Okay. I understand that. I understand where you're coming from. I don't agree with it. I think well, okay. I agree with the HUD element of it where you have to maneuver way too much. What fucking game did I think it was Dead Space 3 that was like even worse. It was so bad I like basically put the game down. I think it was Dead Space 3. But I like the Gears of War third person over the shoulder perspective. The HUD element aside, I personally enjoy that. Gives a little action element.
I was actually looking at a video talking about the making of the game, and one of their goals was no like a traditional HUD. I mean, everything's got to be like in game, in environment. Just keep it more immersive that way. Like having the health bar being directly on the back of the suit, as well as the stasis meter.
Oh, that's cool. I love that. Unlike Metro, where it was like a broken mask, and then you're just like, I don't know how much health I have. I had no gauge. I really didn't have any idea.
Yeah,
You could wipe off the mask
really.
in Metro. That was a cool little feature.
Yeah. For the record, I have played and beaten Dead Space before.
So have I.
And quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, the whole idea of fighting these necromorph alien things is they're pretty there's a lot of funny game glitches in this, and I don't know if you can count them glitches. They're like activation sequences. Are you guys familiar with any of these?
No.
So a lot of them are tied to you running. So if you just don't run, enemies aren't triggered to attack you. So you can just walk right by them.
Really?
Yeah. Especially at the beginning with the whole you're first introduced to them, and the whole idea is for you to be like, oh shit, they're gonna attack me, and you run down the hallway, and that's what triggers them to chase after you. If you just walk, they don't even like do anything. There's quite a few instances of stuff like that in the game where if you just don't do what like a normal person would do, you can kind of nerf the game a little bit. It's just funny. You can look up these videos of a guy like doing it throughout the whole game, and he takes like no damage throughout the whole game doing that.
Interesting. Another thing I hated is having to hold down the button to show your path that lasted like 5 seconds. And then when you get in the other room, you have to do that again. Like, just let me toggle it on and off. I don't need it to just like show up for a second and then disappear.
I agree with that, because it's not an open world game, but it's open enough where you get constantly turned around, and the map sucks ass in this. So you're just toggling.
Yeah,
You're just activating this path line constantly so you don't get lost. Yeah, Joey, you're absolutely right on that. I agree.
Other than that, I enjoyed the game. I like that you had to shoot the limbs, not the body. And although the the physics, sometimes the bodies would bounce around and constantly make noise, and that got annoying.
Yeah, I think this was one of the earlier games with the whole ragdolly shit going on, which was amusing.
yeah.
How often did you guys stomp? Was it every single fucking time an enemy went down? Like me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was actually playing on hard difficulty. So to
Ooh.
preserve ammo, I'd shoot off one of the legs and then hit it with stasis and just stop the shit out of it. Just to conserve ammo.
I was doing something similar. I didn't have I would never play a game like this on hard. I just don't have the patience for that. But on normal difficulty, I was like, okay, I gotta at least conserve some animos, especially since I played this before. I was like kind of familiar with what was coming ahead. So I'm like, I just want to fucking burn through so much ammo so I don't have to worry about it when I get to some boss fight.
Yeah. And there are some really fun gameplay mechanics in here, like how occasionally you got to step out into the vacuum of space and jump between platforms in 0G.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this game has a lot of events tied to the story that you're going through the game. This game also plays way better than Metro, and it came out 2 years earlier. Like where Dead Space succeeds over Metro certainly is its event storytelling throughout each I guess, chapter, you can call it. So Metro, like your quote unquote event would be you just going into the next same old looking building to get to a trigger of, I don't know, some bat creature like looking down, and you can choose to fight it or not. While Dead Space, like you said, Colin, with the like a vacuum of space after unlocking this area and you have to go through and you see your health bar going down, there's a much higher sense of dread and horror as opposed to just there's a creature in front of you. There's always a creature in front of you, or the impending doom of a creature coming in horror games like this. And with the prospect of a silent protagonist, at least in the case of whoa, cat, get the fuck down! Holy shit!
Oh boy.
He almost knocked down the Switch.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, bad.
They do not want you playing games.
That scared me. I saw him starting to nose it, and I went, no. That was get up from the podcast and run. Anyways, yes. Well, what else? Oh, the magnet boots. There's just items and instances in this game that constantly feel fresh and interesting as you progress through the story. I think Metro was heavily missing elements like that. That's why I like the minecart situation in Metro so much. I was like, okay, if we get like a game like this, doing this a lot, maybe they do that in sections in the second half of the game, and they take advantage of things like that. I could be, but like Dead Space does everything from the get-go, and each section feels new.
Every so often, I don't know, I forget how many times it happens in the game, but you'll get this giant tentacle appear, grab your ankle, and threaten to drag you down a vent. You gotta shoot it. Well, before it can do that, just shoot various weak points. Fun fact.
Yeah, they took that from God of War type stuff, yeah.
Fun fact, that whole sequence ended up almost breaking the game during development. Apparently, the coding required for it didn't quite mesh with the coding for the rest of the game, so it turned out to be quite a challenge to integrate. They pretty much had to reinvent the code from the ground up just to make it happen.
Was it because it was more of a cutscene event?
Might be, and also the fact that Isaac's on his back for a lot of it instead of on his feet.
Yeah, I guess I guess that's the only scene or scenes where that's happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's actually a whole video about it. I'll link it in the chat. He starts talking about it around the 11-minute mark.
Yeah, now that you mention it, there was a big discussion over like Silent Hill F, which came out recently, which is a game I desperately want to play, but I got like Ghost of Yotei and Donkey Kong to play first. I'll get to Elden Ring maybe in 2030.
I know that feeling.
But in Silent Hill F, there was a lot of criticism from just the worst kind of people, but the argument was at least an interesting topic to talk about, where, okay, this game feels old and limited. However, when it came to like making the game, it cost so much less because they had a limitation or wanted to make a limitation so they wouldn't have to like code as much to different things. So even though it feels older, it was much cheaper and simpler to make, and because it's more simplified, it actually made for a more fun experience than as opposed to, say, I don't know, any of the new Resident Evils that have come out. Get the idea. That's what you talk about. This Dead Space scene reminded me of. And that's very recent and relevant.
Yeah, they said in the video that their gameplay took a lot of inspiration from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
As far as the primary horror inspiration, many people would think Alien, but it was actually the movie Event Horizon. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Is that the
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Remind me what that movie is.
Well, there's a distress call from this big mega ship called the Event Horizon,
Okay.
and a bunch of scientists are sent to search for survivors, and then along the way they end up experiencing all these hallucinations, and it was apparently an experimental ship that had like this special engine that was invented for it, and as we find out later in the movie, that engine ended up opening a portal to hell, and all the people got dragged in. That's why nobody was on the ship anymore.
Oh, I gotta watch this movie. I don't think I've.
It's good.
Yeah, it gets a lot of praise.
I know of it. I don't think I've ever actually seen it. I'm thinking
I
of a
haven't seen it
different.
either.
I'm thinking of a totally different movie. Okay, so I'm glad you explained it because I wouldn't have. Yeah, because I'm thinking of a psychological space movie where they're like,
There's like the other thing on the ship
yeah,
that's not human.
yeah,
I know what you're talking about, and I can't remember the name of it.
yeah. That's what I was thinking of. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dead Space. I mean, the story, how it unfolds. I like the beginning where you're like a mining engineer kind of guy, and who also has heavy combat training. The game gets a little ridiculous at the end, though. I must say, with like you're on a planet and there's the spire and big like kraken creature coming at. It gets a little ridiculous with the necromorphs.
Yeah, the marker.
The marker, yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah, apparently that's another thing from Event Horizon that made it into the game. Isaac experiencing all these hallucinations because of the influence of the marker. And then that actually makes its way into the very end of the game when he's back on a ship to get the hell out of there and looks over to his right and sees what appears to be his wife, which instantly turns into a necromorph and screams at him.
Of course, yes.
I know you don't like that, JD, but I actually do.
With what?
Then with that ending.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I remember. I remember when I played this years ago, and I was like, I didn't like the ending at all. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah, but I actually did because, well, you can see that even though he's escaped that necromorph threat, he's still suffering lingering mental damage, and that leads into the next game. It's like his horror is not over yet.
Yeah, Dead Space 2 I talked about as well because I played it right after playing the first one, and then I went into 3, and 3 was not good.
Yeah. Yeah, I blame that on EA executive meddling. So they apparently needed to sell at least 5 million units to break even.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Again, that's why I brought up like Silent Hill F. You simplify because a lot of these games are just becoming just so overly expensive to make that there's just no conceivable margin that you can sell to make the profit that the company wants to make. So if you just, I mean, corporate greed will always prevail over, and they'll be like, oh, we didn't sell, because it used to be you could sell 1 million copies and then you'd have like 5 more sequels after that because you made so much money. You know, now it's like you have to sell 10 million copies in order to like break even. You're like, don't you? I think you're making these things too expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, all the bloat. It's wild.
Yeah, it's just an absurd. Like, you don't need the voice actor that costs $20 million.
Yeah. Or all the extra people on the staff.
Yeah.
A lot of people have actually spoken out from both the games industry and movie industry saying the people in charge are addicted to spending money.
Yeah, I believe it. Oh yeah. Well, shit. The company I work at now is addicted to spending money of the prospect of like higher profits, but they don't want to hire people to do that. They want cheap labor that can do the job, and they came up to me and asked, what can you do to improve? And I'm like, well, instead of hiring 12 shitty employees that I have to look over that wear Dodgers hats, how about you give me 4 well-paid people that know how to do basic math, and we'll give you the same numbers with better quality. Would that not be a better investment? And they're like, no, we can't do that. That's too much money for one person. I go, I'm not saying you hire 11 people. I'm saying you hire 4 for the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we can't do. No, that's not possible. We can't do that. Like, all right. Well, then you. Anyways.
Yeah, your loss.
Yeah. That's what I say. What do you mean you can't work 70 hours? I'm not working 70 hours. You can shove it.
Yeah.
10 hours to 7 days a week, you can fuck right off. I'll literally get sick.
Yeah.
All right, so Dead Space is fucking awesome. I hope people that never played it bought the remake. I've seen various YouTubers play the remake. I was just curious about it. I don't need to get it. I think the PS3 version is outstanding.
I don't know. The remake looks good.
Remake's really good.
Spent $60 on a remake.
That's a tough sell, especially when I think the original is still super good. It's not like it's Mario RPG where the base cart is $500 and it's never been like re-released. It's nothing like that. Or Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I think that was worth the remake purchase. Dead Space for $60. I'm like, yes, it's really good. It's remade really well. Probably shouldn't be $60 for a 15-year-old plus game. Probably not.
Yeah.
But I think you can get the PS3 version for like $5 now. Let me double check.
Yeah,
this.
Makes sense.
Okay, Dead Space. Well, apparently the Dead Space 3 Greatest Hits version is $200. That's silly.
Jesus.
Yeah, you can get PS3 Dead Space for $5. You can get the limited edition for $9. You can buy PlayStation 5 Dead Space Remake on eBay for $15. I'm looking at right now. Yeah, it's a cheap game to get. You can get a hold of this. Easy pass for me. The game's like 12 something hours. It's well worth the time.
Yeah, easy pass.
I'll pass it.
How far did you get, Joey? Curious.
Only got to when you get back to the ship and then they blow it up. So 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta play more. Gotta play more.
I don't know. Over the shoulder and that stupid not guiding thing. I think if they would have put the guide on like some kind of battery system so you can't always use it, but it still works better than what it is now.
Nah, because the problem you getting lost is just too high. I'd recommend getting through your opinion on the the over the shoulder perspective, and at least give it another hour. I would say.
Maybe if there's time.
Yeah, I think you got time.
I got a lot of games to get through. So no, there's not time.
Well, you got Yote. What's next on your list after that?
I gotta get back to Borderlands 4.
Okay.
And then there's some other things on the list that I'm even forgetting now. So there's things that there's Silk Song. There's things.
Oh, I forgot about Silk Song. I did buy that. Fuck. Oh man. You're right,
God,
Joey. You're
so
right.
many
Maybe,
good
maybe Dead
games coming
Space will
out.
be. Well, you at least know what Dead Space is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. Okay. Colin, why don't you go first? Favorite, least favorite, and your tier rankings, sir.
Well, obviously, I like Dead Space better.
Yeah.
I give Metro a C tier and Dead Space an A tier.
Okay. Um. Hmm. I'm going CS. C for Metro, S for Dead Space.
Cool.
I think Dead Space minus. I mean, S tier doesn't mean perfect. It means really fucking top tier good to me. Um. Yeah, Dead Space is fucking excellent. S tier game. Joey.
Say Metro is my favorite of the two, even though Dead Space is the better game.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Dead Space an A and Metro a B.
I think that's pretty fair. I am super curious about First Light coming out of this. Like I said,
I have it. I can play it and let you know maybe in a couple months.
Yeah. Maybe during Christmas break.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, thanks, Alexa. That's cool. Okay, so that makes I guess that kind of defaults to Metro a C and Dead Space an A, but it's kind of also in between those things. A little higher. Is this our best podcast of the year, or did we have some A's earlier?
We had Ghost Trick last cast. That guy.
It's Simit got A's.
I'm talking about
January,
like both games scored high.
Yeah.
Deal. Yeah.
January 26th. Let's Simit. We gave an A to SimCity and Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Okay, that's the best one then. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. All right. Let's see. Oh, I have the next topic. Cool. Wonder what I'll pick. Surely I won't pick bad games. Let's see. So that would be November 16th is the prospected podcast recording. Okay. Well, guys, I'll get a topic thought of this afternoon, and I'll get the 2 games in. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. See you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye now.